Hello everyone, welcome to Gamersledge E3 2018 pre-show. We have lots to talk about going into the show, which starts in just under half an hour. I am Mark, and joining me, of course, is Kate. How are you doing, Kate?
Hello.
We have so much going on. It's E3 2018. It's finally here. Obviously up in the very beginning there, we have Battlefield 5 that was announced just before the show. We have Anthem, which we know is going to be at this show as well. And then we expect the normal Madden and FIFA kind of updates, etc. What else do you think's on the docket?
Maybe Dragon Age.
I would love to see some new Dragon Age information.
I would love to see Dragon Age and have it not be a dumpster fire.
The last Dragon Age.
I think they're going to be very careful about Dragon Age, though, after what happened with Mass Effect.
I hope so, because they pretty much killed an entire franchise that way. So, yeah. But, yeah, just to give you a breakdown of what's going to be coming up here momentarily, we've got the E3 the EA press conference here in just a few minutes. That will start, I believe it's an hour and a half, maybe longer. If it's like last year, we'll find out. But yes,
it's not like last year.
I hope it's not like last year. It went way too long last year. But that's kind of the interesting thing, right? Because EA can do whatever they want because technically they're not part of E3. They're ahead of everything, and there's no other people doing press conferences today because they're not insane like E3. Or like EA, excuse me. So, yeah, that's very, very interesting. Any other
have, like, interviews? Because remember last year they had like that outdoor kind of
which I hope they do not do. Yeah,
where they interviewed a bunch of celebrities. So I hope they don't do that again because it just killed any momentum.
So if I was a betting man, which is now legal in the United States, I might add. If I was a betting man, how long do you think it'll be till we see actual professional betting on announcements at E3 for the video games industry?
Oh, it already happens.
Yeah.
It just...
So, FIFA, I expect to see like some kind of update. I don't know that they announce a FIFA... I mean, they have to announce a FIFA 19, don't they?
Well, the World Cup's in like 3 days, so they'll probably have something FIFA.
Anthem, Battlefield 5, I expect to see a lot more of Battlefield 5 there. And then from there, let's see, what else? I'm curious to see if they do any kind of update on A Way Out since that launched. That has been the most non-EA business model I think that we've seen out of them for years, which is basically...
How well did it sell?
I don't know. That's why I'm maybe expecting an update there. They basically cannibalized their own sales by allowing people to just give away friend codes to play with them for free. So that's interesting.
But at the same time, you kind of have to do that for that game.
Yeah. I imagine we'll see something about the next UFC game because they won't want Conor McGregor's face on it anymore. Do you think they announced new modes for Battlefront 2? I'm sure we get an update of how well the game sold, etc.
I don't know. Like, I have no idea how to predict what's going to happen with Star Wars games, and conversely, how people will react to Star Wars games. Because right now, the Star Wars fandom is just a dumpster fire. Mm-hmm. So, I don't know. Maybe they'll add some stuff from Solo.
Well, that's already been added, actually.
Oh, I haven't been following, so I have no idea. But I don't. Maybe they will. They'll try and save it.
So one of EA's staple franchises, I feel for the first time ever, is really in trouble from another challenger, and that is Need for Speed. We haven't had a new one since Payback, and Payback was okay, but Ubisoft has really been stepping up their game, and The Crew 2 is coming out soon. Do you think we see a new announcement for a new Need for Speed?
It's possible. How long ago was Payback?
Payback was last year.
Oh, so it wasn't that long ago.
Yeah, it wasn't. It was. I think it came out right after E3, if I remember, because that's the racing game that I was trying to remember what they did the demo for, and they had the really bad YouTube host try and set it up for them, and he had no like teleprompter, and he was dying, and I couldn't remember what the game was, and that's what it was. It was Payback.
Okay. Yeah, I don't think that's even for EA. That's fast. I mean, it could be announced, but it wouldn't come out anytime soon.
So I'm guessing we get a solid 30 minutes for EA's mobile initiatives like Sims Mobile and Galaxy of Heroes. Remember that really long one they did for Galaxy of Heroes last year? Like, lasted forever.
Is that
That's the Star Wars one, yeah.
Right. Do you think this year, not just at EA, but at everyone, there'll be a big mobile thing?
Man, unless Sony tries to do the whole phone game PlayStation thing again, I don't foresee it with them. My dog just jumped up where he's not supposed to belong. Excuse me. Get off there. Silly dog. Yeah, I don't know. I think maybe in the next year, yes. I don't think everyone has it this year.
I think Square might have a mobile thing.
They definitely will. I think I totally agree with that.
Something for Brave Exvius for sure. I hope they have something for Opera Omnia because that one's my favorite, but it's a much smaller game than Brave Exvius, so I don't know.
Madden will of course get the new thing. Here's what I'm hoping. This is a super long shot.
I just got a crazy, like, if they want to like cause a poop storm, have the cover of Madden be Colin Kaepernick.
That would be amazing, but I don't think that's going to happen. I personally would love that. But here's something
I would actually buy it if it was that, even though I don't play those games.
Here is something that I think is a long shot, but man, I would love it if they did it. They just released Burnout Paradise Remastered. They have the skeleton of Criterion in their wheelhouse. They would blow a lot of people's minds if they announced a new Burnout. I would very much like to see that happen. Not sure it's going to.
I think there will be some surprises at E3. Not EA.
EA, yeah.
We're both doing it.
Yeah, I know.
I think there will be a couple of surprises at EA because, like, I mean, they're such a humongous, rich company that they can do a lot more than other developers, and they have so many different things. I mean, most of those things I don't care about, but I think there's more chance of seeing something that wasn't predicted. I'd love to see a new I'd like to see them like redo Dead Space, but I don't think that's going to happen.
I'm actually predicting we're going to see a new Micro Machines title. That's another thing that's in their warehouse. They haven't done anything with it super recently, I don't think. Like some kind of combat racing or something like that. I'd see something like that going on. Do you think we get a new Plants vs. Zombies? It seems like it's been time. They had Garden Warfare 2 a couple years back.
Do people even care about Plants vs. Zombies anymore?
It's made a lot of money for them, especially as a free-to-play.
Do you think Minecraft will show up anywhere?
Well, if it does,
it'll be... I know it's not EA, but...
Yeah, that'd be at the Microsoft because they own it. So, yeah. I'm trying to think of... NBA Live... I'm sure we'll get an update. I mean, they'll have their whole sports block for NHL, Madden, and all that. Roy McIlroy's PGA Tour. Battlefield. Will we see a new Battlefield? It's been... Battlefield 5. We'll see that. Do you think they'll have any more plans for Battlefield 1, or do you think this is the end of the road and they're just going to shift everything to Battlefield 5 at this point?
I don't know. They might shift it all.
SimCity, like you said, Dragon Age. I really hope that they have a new one under development. And this time I hope they give us a real, actual multiplayer mode and not just a grind loot with its own separate mode.
I don't care about multiplayer in Dragon Age at all.
I do. I want it. I loved games like that. Like Divinity is a perfect example of a game like that does multiplayer and does it right. It's super fun. Let's see. UFC, Madden, FIFA, Titanfall.
I don't know if we'll see Titanfall.
I don't think we'll see Titanfall. Peggle, to Dave's dismay.
It's been a while since a Peggle game.
It has. I think that might be a safe bet for a new Peggle game. Yeah, that's pretty much off the top of my head the stuff I can think of. Let me find the press conference and put it up in the background. Press conference E3 2018. All right.
Probably should have done this at the beginning.
No, because it's not up yet. It'd just be noise in the background. Let's see. Do. Okay. I wonder, because what I've not done is try and search for something. I guess I could go to Google and do it that way here. Google.com. There we go. And then we search for EA Play Live Press Conference. Or not. Let's try it again. EA Play Live Press Conference 2018. There we go. Perfect. That was easy enough. Let's see how many ads we have.
How are you? Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you guys. So tell us a little bit about who you are and what makes you so prolific in the world of The Sims.
I'm Deligracy, and I'm a YouTuber and streamer, and I make Sims videos mostly.
So we'll put them very quietly in the background. So my wife got The Sims 4, and we got several of the packs. And she played it for just a little bit, and then not ever again. And I'm kind of sad about that because she used to really be into Sims.
It seems like a younger person's game. I don't know, because like I'm the same way. When I was younger, I loved The Sims, and it was like the original Sims that I was really into. And it's just as you get older, you have less time and inclination to sit in front of a computer for 14 hours a day playing Sims. So, I don't know. But my friends' daughters they love The Sims. They're 13 and 11, so that seems like the right age for The Sims.
My wife would disagree with you, but you know.
A lot of their audience is younger people, so I mean, that doesn't mean you can't, like, I mean, kids' movies, adults love them all the time, so I'm not like disparaging it. It's just I think as you get older, you get less wanting to do the slog of The Sims, because you can't just play it for 10 minutes.
No, you definitely cannot just play it for 10 minutes. Oh, let's see. I play it in the worst way possible, especially this version of it. I actually played more of The Sims 4 than she did, which is kind of sad. Because I found you can have. I'm gonna get myself in trouble. She's not been
feeling great, so I mean that affects it too.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
That's just how it is. If you could stream seasons, you would. Oh, absolutely, yeah, 100%.
Because I mean, I thought about getting back into The Sims, but just like I can't. It's the same as like an MMO.
See, I was a vampire. And then I would, like, make girlfriends and then move them into my house and then feed off of them. And then maybe I got them all pregnant. I didn't play the game correctly at all.
That is correctly.
Yeah, I don't know.
However you want.
I don't think that's correct, but anyways.
It's in the build, so...
It is in the build. That is correct. I did not design it that way, but yes.
It let you do it.
Yeah, it did let me do it.
You didn't play the game morally correctly. But
that is correct.
Just like a lot of people don't play the game of life morally correctly.
Yeah, well, that's my outlet, I suppose. I don't know. I've always had a love-hate with The Sims because it's like I could be living my actual life rather than simulating somebody else's
life.
Yeah. So, you know, when they introduce the stuff about vampires and stuff, okay, that's different, right? It's no longer a sim about taking the trash out and using the bathroom and getting a job. It's now, I'm a vampire and I'm preying on all these normal people. That's different to me than the actual sim.
When I play it, I don't let them do their own thing. I like micromanage them to death. Like, I won't let them just wander around and talk to people. It's like, no, you talk to the person I want you to talk to.
See, and I actually I think it's a valid point. You know, it's like is the only person that Sims actually is attractive to is someone who has control issues.
Maybe. I mean, there's lots of people who just let their Sims kind of do their own thing and then try and control, like, deal with the chaos afterwards.
Brian Boitano! Sorry, South Park mean there. Uh-oh. I gotta yell at my wife for a minute. Hey, Lexi. Yeah. You can now do holidays with The Sims. Decorate your house with holiday stuff. Oh, cool. And have feasts. I have no idea. Yeah, I figured you'd be
You're gonna get stung by bees.
And you're gonna get stung by bees. There's seasons now. Yeah, there must be a mad scientist job now.
I dig the Carmen Sandiego outfit she was wearing.
She needed the big floppy hat if that was going to be the case.
Superpowers? Oh,
that's
seasons.
what that's sure what that looked like, yeah. Now, this is smart on their behalf.
Gaming industry opens up such a variety of opportunities and careers within this industry, and that's what I love about it.
What is?
So they're using their pre-stream show to actually cull talent in a 3.9 in an industry or a nation with 3.9% unemployment rate. It's extremely challenging to find quality people right now, and so they're doing this to try and get people.
But for us, we actually just want to engage all talent. There's so many different types of skill sets and levels that we want to include into our industry. That's what makes it diverse, so we can have such great experiences for everybody.
And as a recruiter, how cool is it for you to get to come to something like EA Play and see all these people who are passionate about video games and you might even be hiring someday?
Oh, it's so exciting. The vibe here is great. I love knowing that we're surrounded by such creative people and passionate people about the industry, and it's just great to see that come in.
As always, if you're watching, make sure you share your thoughts with us in the chat. We will see it, and we'll discuss it.
For tons of things. There's tons of jobs out there. What is it about the games industry that is the perfect place to be recruiting for? I mean, because, as I said earlier, there's so many passionate people, but how different is it working within the games industry than it is in some of the other industries?
It's such a fun environment to be in. That's a great thing.
Crunch time is fun. Work for 80 hours a week without any breaks. Yay, fun.
Really embrace that within the culture.
And what got you into this industry? I mean, again, tons of industries out there, but what is it about games that brought you into that world?
I'm passionate about gaming. I love the game, and for me to be able to merge recruiting with gaming is a dream come true for me. So I encourage that to anybody. If you love gaming, get out there, go to EA Careers, check it out, see what we have for you to potentially just be involved in. Like I said, we have everything from recruiting, HR, finance, artists, designers, programmers. We love every type of skill set.
That's all we have to do is go to ea.com/careers.
EA.com/careers. Check out our world, check out our locations across the globe.
Shannon, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Have a great time.
I'm going to have an awesome time, and that's just one job that you can do in the games industry, but perhaps playing video games is the job you want. That's right, playing the games. How about playing the games way before they even come out? EA has play testing available for you. That's right, you can be a gameplay tester. That means playing games months, sometimes.
That's also very smart by them. They're basically crowdsourcing playtesting, possibly not even paying people to do it.
Canada, Sweden, Australia, London. EA has studios in all those locations that make it super easy for you to go to. So if you just go to ea.com/playtesting, you can find the perfect tool for you in testing.
Okay, so that's good.
It sounds so amazing. You don't live in those areas? There's something in there for you too. Why? Because you can possibly test games from
3 minutes till the show.
home. You don't even need to leave the bed. You could just be hanging out in your jams.
Are you going to turn it up?
Video games,
Yeah.
getting your feedback and helping how these video games are made. So once again,
Oh, or completely off.
find out all the information. You'll make a couple of clicks here and there, and you too can be playtesting video games way before they come out and telling me what's coming out, so I know all the secrets. Because who doesn't want to do that? I want to do that. So that's, again, playtesting. Go check it out. And now we're going to go ahead inside and see what Andrea's doing. I think she's busy.
I like how they don't mention it.
She looks a little too busy for me. But look at all those people.
See, this is why I
Those
didn't
people in
turn it
there
up.
sitting down, hanging out, getting ready for the show. EA Play is only a few minutes away. And that is what's happening inside the Palladium. But I want to learn a little bit more about the Palladium itself. And that's why I found my man Dylan right here. Dylan.
Okay, let me turn it back down for a second. What were you saying?
Tell me about the Palladium.
I
What
just
is it
said
about
that
this
he
venue
didn't even
that
mention
makes
it all.
so
It's like when you
special?
play
EA coming
test,
back for each EA
you're not
Play.
playing the finished
the Palladium
product, so
opening
you're
Right.
playing like a
40,
jank mess.
the opening night.
Well, not necessarily, but yes.
And since
Not
then-
even the closer?
Not
Old
even
Blue
the
Eyes was the opener?
opening. So,
Let me check the
since
volume
then, about
levels
everyone's
here.
played
Hold on a
Rolling
second.
Stones, Nirvana,
With how we've got it.
Prince, Elton John, lately Jay-Z, Justin Timberlake.
mention it all. It's like when
Dave
you play
Chappelle,
test,
filmed
you're
a
not
special
playing
here,
the
so
finished product,
about
so
every
you're
Right.
playing
in
like a
between.
jank.
And then last year EA came in for the first
Not
time,
necessarily.
transformed the parking lot, the venue, blew it up even more this year. And so now we have this festival
check
here,
the volume level.
gaming, music, it's a great time.
With how we've got
Prince, Elton John,
And so, what is it
lately
about
Jay-Z.
EA Play?
Yeah, actually, I'm
that excites you
thinking
the most?
we can probably leave it about here.
I just like the transformation of the venue. We take over the whole block, close down streets. There's thousands of people that come through.
1 minute.
Have a good time. They have
Now's a good time to
ASMR,
grab soda,
like
coffee.
At night. It's a really good time.
I'm gonna do
I want my water.
Thank you so much, Dylan. I
My
appreciate
giant
it.
water.
That's a little bit about the Palladium. And now, let's head inside and check out the show. Fun Zone. She told me to rap. I was rapping. We're still going. We're not rapping. We're still. I was lied to. Welcome to the Family Fun Zone, my friend.
How embarrassing.
This is where you can get all your real racing action on. And maybe
They just throw back to him?
perhaps you'd like to play
Oh, for another
You,
30
and they
seconds?
didn't even leave
with the
him.
steering wheel.
Nice.
He's like, back to you.
Look at this guy
Oh,
jumping the stage.
I'm
It's
still
like,
on the air.
I'm jumping in live. No pressure. but
At least they have
That kid looks over it too.
there's a
at least they have some
here.
direction
There's
for him,
food
you
over
know?
here. We're going
Yeah.
inside. Let's head inside and check out the show.
Hey, they left this time.
Here it is, EA Play 2018.
Just move your mouse off of there.
My mouse is off there.
Oh, it's just staying.
It's just
with the bar.
staying with the bar.
Maybe if you move your mouse onto it and off again, it will vanish.
Nope. The hell?
Is this Anthem?
Yeah, but I'm trying to figure out how they're doing that with the screen.
It might not be in there. It might just be for our benefit.
Possibly.
Oh my gosh, how cool was that?
Oh no, it must have been there.
That was Anthem. We're going to talk about that a little bit later in the show. But welcome everybody to EA Play. I'm Andrea Renee, and while you might recognize me from the gaming community, I'm kind of a new face around here. So this year, EA wanted to change things up because they know that I'm both a gamer and a fan. So they invited me to come and host the show. And I think this year is going to be a lot of fun, you guys. I hope you're ready because we're about to kick the press conference off. But before we do that, EA Play is more than just the show you're about to watch. Right behind these doors, there is a fan fest outside, and it is huge this year. It's a full 3-day gaming festival where thousands of gamers can come and play games for free. Now, inside the theater here, there are hundreds of community members from all over the world who are going to be capturing, streaming, and getting their first impressions of the games that we're going to be showing off here today. But before we can get to that, we've got some reveals, of course. We're going to kick things off with a look at Battlefield 5 multiplayer. Now, I know Trevor Noah gave you the first look. Yeah, we can clap it up. Last month, but we've got some new stuff to show you today. Then we're going to move on to FIFA 19, and boy, do they have some big news, you guys. Any World Cup fans? You guys excited? Yeah, it's going to be awesome. Then we've got
They look
two
real
new
excited.
indie games to share,
Yay.
and then I'm going to come back towards the end of the show with some of my favorite developers to give you guys a nice, meaty look at Anthem. And of course, yeah, we got the woos for Anthem. I'm into it. You want to do this with me? Well, wouldn't it be fun, you guys, if
Yes,
I told you all
I
the
want to
secrets
do
at
it
once,
with
right?
you.
Well, give him a break. He needs to just enjoy the show.
She touched me.
So without further ado, let's get things started.
You know, she's all right. She's a good host. I'm all right with that.
Yeah.
I'm actually very excited about Battlefield 5. I loved Battlefield 1.
It has women in it, though.
No, that's great. Women
I know,
exist
I'm being
in the real world.
sarcastic.
I know.
I'm being sarcastic.
It's so dumb. Oh, but they can't have prosthetics. Oh, wait. That's actually a prosthetic that was used in World War II.
Right, it's time to kick this thing off. It's been 2 weeks since the reveal of Battlefield 5. And you know what? It's been exciting, it's been a lot of speculation, and so many brilliant remixes of a reveal trailer. But there's also been lots and lots of questions from the community. And we've heard you want to see more gameplay innovations. You want to know how customization actually works. You want to know more about our take on the Second World War. So today, we'll show you more gameplay and why this is the deepest and most immersive battlefield yet.
It certainly is. You will be able to dive and smash through windows to surprise your enemies.
Oh, that's
Where
nice.
previously defenses were stationary, you will
you
now
turn
be
it up
able
just a
to
teensy
move
tiny
these
bit?
very
No, I can't.
and gain advantage.
Oh, maybe I can.
And our renowned
There,
distraction
thank you.
system is back and more impactful than
Ooh.
ever. So, well, you can't really hide from those pesky tanks anymore as they come chasing you for you, as they rip through those buildings.
What's some
Me
nice
right
You
do
will
stuff?
that.
now be able to customize your soldiers, your vehicles, and your weapons, not only for the gameplay, but for the looks, as part of our portrayal of the Second World War.
And that's just the tip of the iceberg in Battlefield 5. You're going to see a lot more of our new gameplay systems
Was that
here
God of
at
War?
EA Play from our community.
It looked like Kratos.
So let's talk about our single player in War Stories.
Yes, let's do that. So we want to tell you about those untold stories that got us excited to start with on this game. It's about, what you will see is really those moments of human heroism. It is about witnessing the war through the eyes of the men and the women who shaped the world forever. Real and relatable people facing the brutality of war. We started off by an exclusive look at the Nordlys war story over at the Xbox briefing tomorrow.
Thanks, Lasse. Something not to miss tomorrow. So, our launch in October is just the beginning. You will all go on an expanding journey through the Second World War. No loot boxes, no premium pass.
I really think this is the right move for them
Every day
because they have a strong community
We'll bring
anyways.
something new. And as part of that journey, after launch, you'll get something I know a lot of you have been asking for.
It's Royale. It's Royale reimagined for Battlefield. So we bring those pillars of Battlefield with destruction, team play, vehicles into this new experience. So we will
I hate to say it, but I am suddenly very interested in Battlefield 5.
In Battlefield or anywhere else.
Because it's got the Royale.
But
yes.
More about that later this year.
So with that, it's time to show you what makes Battlefield so special. It's the unmatched intensity of our multiplayer sandbox, and this time, it's even more epic, fighting across multiple maps and modes. Welcome to your next Battlefield experience, and this is your first look at ground operations. And this time, even featuring music.
Ikke en dråpe. Jeg elsker deg.
Sus!
So there's at least one game that Xbox is showing that's
Quando
not
era criança,
exclusive.
sempre sonhei em tornar-me um campeão. É preciso determinação.
Oh, they got the old Portuguese going for the Brazil.
Nos momentos mais difíceis, tu tens de continuar a acreditar. Esta é a tua oportunidade de te mostrares ao mundo. Tu és um campeão.
Portugal.
No, it's Ronaldo.
Yeah, he's from Portugal.
Is he?
Yes.
I thought he was from Brazil. I thought he played for Brazil.
Neymar is Brazilian.
I bled for this moment. I done fought, prepared for this moment. Now I'm off the ledge and I'm floating. Want my name in the rafters, name what you after pain and the passion, reign as a champion.
There it goes.
That's the UEFA Champions League, the pinnacle of club football, where the world's best clubs compete and icons of the game like Gerrard and Cruyff cemented their legacies. The world's biggest league joins the world's game. And a special thanks to the legendary Hans Zimmer and LA's own Vince Staples for collaborating with us on the trailer. And I really love the trailer because it captures our epic vision for how the Champions League comes to life in FIFA 19.
Oh, that
and
came
Lena's
back.
going to tell you a little bit more about that.
Damn it.
As Aaron said, the UEFA Champions League is an amazing addition for the game. It's where football's biggest heroes like Ronaldo and Neymar clash every year. And it's the place where champions rise. And you've been asking for this for a long time, and we are thrilled that it's here. And that's why we're bringing the Champions League across the game. There'll be an authentic Champions League tournament mode. Your club will chase this trophy in career mode. Alex Hunter will pursue Champions League glory in your story mode, The Journey, and in FIFA Ultimate Team, there'll be live and authentic Champions League content. And we'll share more details on that, along with all our other Ultimate Team features later this summer.
And all that's just the beginning. As you know, the heart and soul of FIFA is gameplay. And this year, we're giving you the tools to control the pitch in every moment, from your tactical approach to the match to each technical touch. And we know how passionate you are about gameplay, so we've worked hard to shape and refine our vision for FIFA 19 with input from our community. From hands-on tests with beginners to detailed feedback sessions with FIFA pros.
How about no loot boxes?
And we're going to be sharing a lot more about gameplay throughout the summer, but what I can tell you right now is that the quality bar in gameplay was raised yet again this year. So we look forward to everybody experiencing the game on the hands-on sessions this week. And also, of course, we're extremely excited for everybody to play it when we launch on September 28th. And that's our FIFA 19 news, headlined by the UEFA Champions League. But I just wanted to take a minute to pause and reflect. Standing next to this trophy is a little bit surreal. You know, growing up, there's two iconic trophies that every young player dreams of winning. And for your club, it's this one, the pursuit of Champions League glory. But for your country, it's this trophy, the World Cup. And with the tournament starting in just 5 days, we're excited for the world to compete for it in FIFA 18.
As you can imagine, all of us on the FIFA team can't wait for the start of the World Cup. And we want to celebrate with FIFA 18 players, which is why we've just updated the game with a free World Cup experience on PlayStation 4, Xbox One, PS, PC, and Nintendo Switch. But you can take Ronaldo and Portugal to their first World Cup victory. Or you can write your own story with some great nations who didn't qualify this year. Or you can make a crazy dream a reality for your home country, like mine, Iceland. Who would have thought that a nation of only
all their names are Bjarnson
would ever qualify?
Sigurdsson,
and you can
Magnusson.
Apologies to any England fans in the room, that might still sting. And Lena isn't the only one who's excited. FIFA 18 players are loving the World Cup experience so far. But we don't want to stop there. We want to invite everyone to come and join the celebration. So I'm pleased to announce that for a limited time, FIFA 18 complete with the entire World Cup experience is available for a free trial on PlayStation 4 and Xbox One and on PC through Origin Access. Yeah, you can download and play the entire game right now for free. Yeah.
That's interesting. I might actually do that.
So to kick off the trial, we've got some of the world's biggest creators who are going to be playing live at the end of the show, representing their nations in a little mini World Cup tournament.
And this summer will bring so much more for FIFA fans. Plenty of FIFA 18 content centered around the World Cup, and we'll bring you all the details on FIFA 19. But in the meantime, let's all enjoy the World Cup. Thank you, and auf Ravistan!
Now, the interesting thing is that in terms of loot boxes, this is one of the worst ones.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
I've never played a FIFA game, so I don't know.
So if you are trying to get like the best possible players, you have to buy blind packs of player cards.
Oh, it's for people. It's not for
it's for people.
like
yeah.
Costumes.
No, it's horrible. And they were exposed last year fixing the percentages.
19. You know, the FIFA community never rests. 20 million people from 60 countries playing in competitive leagues this year. Well, the FIFA team never rests either, bringing the Champions League and the World Cup and so much other greatness to FIFA this year. We can't wait for you to experience it all. We've got so much to do here today, but I want to welcome you to EA Play. It's our third EA Play and our second one in Hollywood, and we couldn't be more excited to have you with us to share all the games that we have to show you. We've got lots to do, but before we move on, I'd like to share just a couple of things. The greatest disruption to the consumption of entertainment media in the last 5 years is the combination of streaming plus subscription. As consumers, watching movies, watching TV, listening to music, reading books has never been easier. And we believe that disruption is going to have a profound impact on our industry in the next few years. And so over the last couple of weeks, you will have seen that we announced a new team from Israel has joined Electronic Arts to help our investment to extend our thinking and extend our pioneering into this cloud gaming world. For many people, that's going to mean extending the experiences they already play on our partner platforms. For others, it's going to mean new games and new modalities of play across a whole variety of platforms. But for everyone, it's going to mean playing games anywhere, anytime. So this week, we've got a tech demo running. All of our games streaming in HD from the cloud to multiple devices that you'll be able to try out for yourselves. Now, it's not quite ready for full market prime time yet, but it is a promise of what we hope to bring you in the future. The second part of that, of course, is subscription. And we started subscription a number of years ago, and many millions of you have signed up and experienced the joy of being able to have full access to a great catalog of games. Today, we're announcing Origin Access Premiere. So 3 things you need to know about it. Origin Access Premiere will bring you all of our new PC games, starting with Madden NFL, back on the PC for the first time in over a decade. Then FIFA 19, Battlefield 5, and of course Anthem. And there'll be many more titles in the years to come. Second, you get access to the Vault, our library of over 100 games from EA and other publishers. And third, it will launch later this summer. So that's a little later in the year.
And what's the cost?
If you want to get started right now and experience the benefits and joys of subscription, come in and play a free trial of Origin Access, our base subscription, this weekend. Thank you and have a great show.
With them announcing this, it's making me wonder if in the next couple of years we'll see a change to Xbox Gold and PlayStation Plus. Like if that's like a new way they're gonna move things.
Well, one of the exec heads, I don't remember which, came out this week and said this is the last physical generation, the consoles, or last console generation. It'll all be streaming after this.
Hey everybody, what's up? So I'm here sitting inside the crowd at EA Play, and I just happened to find Mr. Vince Zampella here in the audience from Respawn. What's going on, Vince? How you feeling today?
I'm feeling great. I love this stuff. I love seeing new games.
I mean, someone's super excited about that man on PC, right? Yeah! So, you guys may have seen that Vince was tweeting yesterday, and there has been a bunch of speculation. So, you want to just get right to it?
Sure. I mean, we're not ready to show all of our stuff yet. We're working on a bunch of stuff. It's amazing. The teams are kicking ass. But we wanted to bring a little tidbit. So we've been working with Lucas on getting the name and kind of the setting for what our Star Wars game is going to be, and we're going to talk about it right now.
Oh, you guys got any guesses? I bet you the internet is going wild right now.
I hope so. So the Star Wars name is Jedi Fallen Order.
Woo! So Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order.
Yeah, so it kind of gives you some idea that you'll be playing a Jedi.
So does that mean I get to like hold a lightsaber?
Yes.
So Vince, you got anything else?
Well, it takes place during the dark times. Trying to be a little vague here, but when the Jedis are being hunted, so it's going to be spectacular.
That's actually
So for all the
somewhat
hardcore
interesting
nerds
to
out
me.
there who want to know like where in the timeline, like between which episodes is it?
Between 3 and 4.
Okay, all right, between 3 and 4. That sounds like a nice time. You got any other tidbits?
It's not a nice.
It's a dark time.
It's a dark time.
Bad time. Does that mean it's gonna just be all dark and serious?
It's amazing.
All right, so I think people are now anxiously want to know, like, when can we play the game?
It will be holiday of next year, 2019, not this year.
Sorry to dash any hopes.
No.
But now that we know, we can set expectations. We're all going to be amped up.
I'm surprised there's not even a
hopefully
teaser,
we'll hear
though.
more from you maybe next year.
Oh, yeah.
Well, Vince, it was great to see you. Thanks for stopping by the show today. We do have a little bit more news on Star Wars, so I'm going to toss it over to Dennis.
Here comes the mobile. Oh, no, Battlefront 2.
Hello there. My name is Dennis. I work at DICE in Stockholm on Star Wars Battlefront 2. I'm really happy and excited to be here today, so thank you so much for hanging out with me for a little bit. So we launched our game in November of last year, and clearly we didn't get it quite right. So instead of coming out of the gate sprinting like we really wanted to, we had to take a step back and make sure that we were delivering the game that our players really wanted. So we decided to completely overhaul our progression system and add a bunch of new character cosmetics for players to collect instead. So from there, we added a new hunt mode inspired by the original Battlefront games that I loved personally, starting with the Ewoks on Endor.
Wait, do I get to kill Ewoks?
Thank you. It turned out to be by far the most popular update of the game, and the team loved building Ewok Hunt. So, as you might know, we're currently in our Han Solo season with content from the movie coming next week. It's headlined by the new planet Kessel, a really dangerous place, and it features the return of one of our favorite modes, Extraction. So looking forward a little bit, this summer we will be introducing a new squad system to the game, which will allow you to team up much easier and play with your friends. We're also adding a new starfighter mode focused around dogfighting with your hero ships. And looking ahead a little bit more, we will also be delivering a new large-scale multiplayer sandbox experience focused around capturing command posts and attacking and taking out capital ships. But that's not all. We know that you have been asking for new heroes, villains, and planets from a certain era that features a very iconic Star Wars conflict. So I'm excited to confirm that Battlefront 2 this year will be going deep into the Clone Wars.
I think somewhere I just heard Matt
we begin
orgasm.
on the planet Geonosis, featuring multiple levels, including the largest level we have ever built for Battlefront. So let's talk about the heroes and villains. First, let me introduce the most powerful droid, the leader of the most powerful droid army in the galaxy, General Grievous. And yes, he will be going up against my own personal favorite, Jedi Master Obi-Wan Kenobi. Finally making his debut in Battlefront after all these years. But we're not done. That's not it. They will not come alone. Joining them is the Dark Lord and leader of the Separatist Alliance, Count Dooku, as well as someone to bring balance to the Force, Obi-Wan's unruly Padawan, Anakin Skywalker.
Boo. Boo. Nobody likes that guy.
Extremely excited to be building all of these cool things. EA and DICE are committed to Battlefront. We had a rough start, but I really think that this game has a bright future thank you very much for playing the game, providing us with your feedback, talking to us. Together, we will make this the greatest game that we can possibly build. There would be no Battlefront without you. So thank you, may the force be with you, and enjoy the rest of E3. Thanks.
You could tell that guy was super not comfortable with public speaking, but I admire how well he did.
I thought he was like the right person to send out.
Yes.
I was gonna predict this,
Unraveled.
but then I'm like, no, they're not gonna do another Unraveled. I didn't think it was.
I still
super...
haven't played the first one.
I haven't. I've played some of it.
It's super cute though.
It's fun, but it's super depressing.
Oh no!
Can Yarn drown?
Nearly unraveled. He's dead.
Hi, it's really good to see you. In Unravel, we used yarn to symbolize love and the bonds between people. In our new game,
it's frozen.
we tear that bond up right at the start. You lose everything, including your spark. But when things are at their darkest, you find hope. And you form a new bond. And your spark is rekindled. And it leads you off on an adventure. So welcome to Unravel 2.
Aww.
It's a game about fresh starts and second chances. These two little souls who refuse to give up and who build something new and beautiful together. And the whole game is inspired by that spirit of optimism and togetherness. You see, it's all made to be played with two characters. You can play it alone, or you can play it in co-op with a friend, but there's always two characters there, sharing one yarn and working together to get through this adventure. This game, it's quite different from the first. It's both friendlier and more challenging, but above all, it's a lot more playful. And
that's good, because I'm not joking. The first one is super freaking depressing.
So I brought some help. So please welcome Michael to the stage. So a producer at Coldwood. And we're going to try to show you a little bit of what I'm talking about how you can play the game in co-op with yourself, essentially.
So this wasn't prepared.
There we are. So when you're playing it by yourself, you can essentially pick up the other character and carry them along through the more fast-paced segments of the game. And we actually tried to include a bit more of those, because we figured that since it's a co-op game, we wanted to have more like thrill and danger and kind of wow moments. Places that were like fun and exciting.
Yeah, the tone of this is nothing like the first one. Like, already.
And then when you get to the more puzzly areas like this, when you're problem solving, you can split apart into two and switch back and forth between the two characters, because that's how we've essentially designed all the problems and puzzles of the game, that you're always working together and helping each other out and utilizing this bond between you to overcome any obstacle that you come across. So I guess I'll jump in at this.
Yeah, come join me. So I'm gonna be the red one.
Okay.
You'll be the blue one.
I'll be blue. A little celebratory flip there.
Drop in, drop out, multiplayer.
And the bird is back.
Oops.
Okay. Playing it safely now.
Oops.
I'll swing.
All right. Nice.
And I'll catch you. There you go.
Bird's trying to
Swing
keep
now?
them.
Okay, you go ahead. So here it goes. Oh. Okay, this is the scary part. Let's see if we can do it. Got it? Oh, very nice. Oh, faster. Oh,
Marvel didn't like that.
Well done. Okay, I'll go up and distract the grouse. I'll sneak up here. Okay, your turn. Yeah, look at me. There you go. Keep him over to the left. Now I'll go. All right. I'll pull you up. There you go.
I'm not gonna lie, I would have liked
Now we
to
can
see
breathe
one of
again.
them die.
Finally. Or can we?
Oh, now they gotta run.
So that's a quick little look at Unravel 2. Yeah, I really hope you like it. And before I go, I just want to send some love to the team back home, because working on this game has been a completely amazing team effort on so many levels, and everybody has worked so hard. So there's a bunch of us from Coldwood here, and thank you to those, and thank you to everybody back home, and thank you. Love you.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. The first one is amazing, but it is so dark and heavy. It's super like depressing.
The sea waves are my evening gold, and the sun on my head is my coat. I made this kingdom on my own, and all the mountains are my home. Your kingdom come. Your kingdom come. My kingdom come. My kingdom come. My kingdom come. My kingdom
Thank you, Martin, and the brilliant team at Coldwood. The game is really strong. These guys have done an amazing job, and it's clear that they have a lot of passion, and I can't personally wait to play Unravel 2 with my kids. But what's even more amazing is that we will make Unravel 2 available to everyone today. Yep, you heard it right. You'll be able to take these two Yarnies on their next big adventure starting today. The game is finished, it's out.
Crap.
That's kind of cool.
So thank you, Martin, and thank you to the team at Coldwood. Back in 2015,
Is that actually hair?
we started on this journey with the original Unravel.
What,
to
his
seek
hair?
out the most
Yeah, he looks like a
creative
sim.
independent developers and bring them into our EA Originals program. It's been our way of helping
just
these
jealous.
creators bring their unique games to the world and to tell their stories.
What, because that's what
And
it looks
last
like
year,
when
if
you
you
don't
remember,
go bald?
Joseph Fares
Yes,
was up here on stage
exactly.
representing his team at Hazelight and The Way Out. And I think we all kind of remember that.
Oh, yeah.
And you might even remember
F the
him
Oscars.
from the Game Awards as well. I think I did. Anyhow, in March, that game caught fire. It's innovative, it's fun, and it's something fresh and new, and you all loved it. We saw over 2 million players in the first 2 weeks. And A Way Out is such a huge success that Joseph and his team are expanding and moving into a new studio. So stories like this drive our industry, and it's why we will continue to work with independent developers to help them realize their dreams. Which leads us to our next EA Originals title, from a little game studio in Berlin called Joe My Games. When I met this team and I saw the game, I was instantly drawn to how personal this story was. It's one that carries a very powerful and important message, and it's unlike anything we have ever done. So please welcome Connie Gepper to the stage from Joe My Games to tell you more about Sea of Solitude.
I'm glad that they gave us the update on A Way Out.
So they'll probably do a bunch of DLC stuff then, or a second one.
Thank you,
Second
Patrick. I
Or
still
one
remember,
like it, if you've seen the end.
during the pitch, how enthusiastic Patrick was, and that afterwards, like, our whole team, including me, were super excited. It actually feels a little bit the same right now. I'm pretty excited, maybe a little too excited. Thank you. We are Yomai, a small indie game studio from Berlin, and we are developing Sea of Solitude, or
And we are here to
SOS,
crush you.
as we
Oh,
call
wait,
it.
no.
The whole journey from the very first concept to actually becoming a part of EA Originals is simply amazing. Let me tell you more about our game. When humans get too lonely, they turn into monsters. This is at the core of everything you will see, hear, and hopefully feel while playing SOS. What makes this underlying concept so important and so unique is that nearly every human being can at least somehow relate to or remember the feeling of being lonely. In my case, I started writing the story when I felt the loneliest in my life. I think as an artist, you process your emotional world by letting it out and putting it into your art. I'm still amazed how the concept seems to just float out of me right into the hand and onto the paper. I think this is also why so many people can instantly connect with the game, because it's not a made-up story, even though that it takes place in a fantastic setting. In SOS, we try to show how people experience different kinds of loneliness, but also how outsiders, friends, and families see those who struggle. We achieve all this in playful ways so that players who want to simply enjoy a fantastic experience can do so. But player who wants to look a bit deeper can reveal a whole emotional world beneath it all. Sea of Solitude is about a young woman named Kay who is suffering from such strong loneliness that her inner feeling, the darkness, the anger, the hopelessness, worthlessness, turns to the outside and she becomes a monster. The game is about finding out why this happened to her, but also how to turn her back into a human. Ultimately, the goal is to bring all those emotions into balance. Some needs to become bigger, some would be better off a little smaller, but to embrace even your destructive part or your self-doubt in the same way you embrace your joy or your hope. This is what being human is all about. And that's what our game is all about. Thank you.
Is this real? This world that I live in is empty and cold. The loneliness cuts me and tortures my soul. I'm no child of destiny and no fortune's son. I've just chased you so long now, I'm too weak to run. A new day is here, but nothing is new. Alone in my room, I tremble for you.
I like it.
Yeah,
That looks super
really
interesting. Really striking art style.
Yeah, I'm the one. But I'm not the only one. We are the one. We can shut you down, and we can put you on an island. Crossover. Gather. Gang. And we're balling.
Does the next NBA have streets included in it?
Because we're coming at you with the squad. Say it how you want. Trust the process. Run as one. Call next. Or be the answer. As long as you hold your court. Just remember though, wherever you call home, whatever your fit, or however you ball, you're on my court. I'm the one. I'm the one. I'm the one. And this is my squad.
Looks like it.
My name's Shay Kivlin, aka Young Kiv. I'm from Seattle, Washington. The only goal of mine is really to win the Mountain Belt.
Kiv's been going after that belt since 2016. At some point, he's going to need to get out of this quarterfinal and claim a major.
It's a big night for Young Kiv. He's been stuck at the quarterfinals.
And here he is now in his first championship game, looking to accomplish a goal.
3rd and 4, throws it low. T.Y. drops it.
That was a phenomenal read, and Trini's got the lead.
40-19.
I hate losing way more than I love winning.
Oh, we have a incredible matchup. It's a rematch. Can I be the one touchdown, Kev. He throws it high, and Young Kev is going to be your champion.
Can I play you again?
You want to get smacked again on TV?
Happy face, no! Madden 18 champion.
He's finally done it.
Okay, baby, how you doing?
I've been good. You still recovering from that butt whooping?
Wow, already starting. Okay. Hi, everybody. I'm Juju Smith-Schuster from the Pittsburgh Steelers. As you guys can see, king of touchdown celebrations. That's pretty fire. I like that a lot. As you guys know, this is Young Kiv, Madden 18, Madden champion. Like, give it up for Young Kiv, y'all. Give it up.
Nope, still don't care about his
Young
sports.
Kiv. How has it been, your success and your path, to where you're at today?
It's, I've always been a competitor. When I was in high school, I was playing baseball, I hurt my arm. So then I picked up Madden, and at first, I was really bad. I was getting blown out online, but I kept at it. I put more and more time into it. Eventually, I made my first tournament, but I had a big decision. It was the same time as my graduation.
Wow, okay. So the key to be the #1 player in Madden is to hurt your arm in baseball. That's number one. Number two, you said you had the decision to go to your graduation or go to the tournament. So, what did you do?
I chased that money. I still got my diploma, but I chased that money.
There you go. We're out here chasing money. That's awesome. Okay, now the past two,
No,
past 2 years,
it's kind of not.
How has it been for you? I know you had some ups and downs.
It's been tough. I've had a lot of devastating losses. I've been so close so many times. I made the final on TV and got blown out by all those losses. It made me gain a lot of mental toughness, and that's how I got this belt.
That's awesome. That belt is so amazing. There's a lot of, bling on that belt for you. Well, today, EA Play, first look at the Madden 19 trailer. Super excited. It's going to be so fun. It's lit. I honestly wish I can stay right here and talk to you guys forever, but I'm not going to board you guys. We're going to go out. I'm going to try to take this belt.
Too late. You already bored me.
Round 2. So we're out. Have a good day.
You've worked your whole life to get to moments like these. To the very top of the mountain. You battle through the pain.
Graphics look great, though.
And failure. All just to get to this place where you've been told legends are born.
How did Mass Effect frig up the crossbow engine so badly? This looks amazing.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, almost every game that's ever been made in Frostbite looks amazing. They've gotten their money out of that engine.
Really never about reaching the end of the road at all.
Well, sports games always push the graphical
All
boundaries.
the moments that got you here. So, you were in their position. Would you let the moment define you? Or will you define the moment?
Oh no, there's chairs.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Nathanius, professional shoutcaster, here alongside Redwood Studios General Manager Michael Martinez. How you doing today?
I'm super excited to be here.
Yeah, we're going to do this presentation a little bit differently and give you your first look at a brand new mobile game in a live, winner-take-all, head-to-head match. Michael, why don't you tell us the rules?
Sure thing. The objective is straightforward. Destroy the opponent's base to win. Unit control, super simple. Just tap the destination, unit automatically moves there. The most efficient way to destroy the opponent's base is with this giant nuclear missile in the center of the map. Control the missile by standing on a majority of the control points. A bar fills up while the missile is possessed. Whoever controls the missile when the bar fills up will fire the missile. It takes 2 missiles to destroy the enemy's base and win. That's it.
Sounds great, Michael. Well, enough talking about it. Let's get to this match.
Absolutely.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have an awesome matchup lined up for you here today. Fighting for the blue side of the room, if you could please give a cheer for one of the most formidable RTS players there is. Make some noise for In Control.
I don't know.
Yes.
Yeah, it's like esports is not there yet.
His
It's
opponent,
getting there.
Fighting for the red side of the room, a competitive mobile gaming phenomenon. Please join me in welcoming to the stage Nick at Night.
See, I don't like RTS really, though. So.
Oh no, I love RTS, but
Now, Mike, it's going to be a real clash of these gaming styles and the competitive backgrounds that these players have. It should be a great match.
It really is. I can't wait.
All right, are the players ready? Let's get this thing going.
Ready to go.
I'm ready to go.
Let's do it.
All right, let's kick this off. Nice little strategy game for those of you out there. It's a good genre. I'm very excited for this. The players are loading in, and we are
what's
ready
the name
to
of the game?
Here we go.
this off.
I don't know.
As the players' bases have been deployed and the action begins like any strategy game. Economy will
Hopefully
be the
it's called
focus.
All
We
Your
have
Base
Harvester to
Belongs
start
to
things
Us.
off. Nothing too crazy yet.
Nothing too crazy.
I would actually
Infantry's gonna
download
come
that.
out to hold that top point. Both
Just for the
players,
meme
of
name.
course, trying to take that position. Nick at Night being able to reach it a little bit first in a strategy game. That flank position that In Control is going for on the top side, also very important as Nick at Night's forces have to circle around the center.
Right, let's see if he's able to create a 2-on-1. Is he able to get there? Looks like he's getting there. Here comes GDI with a Rhino. It's going to rip up those infantry.
Yeah, going for the anti-infantry, and like any strategy game, the units that you're going to use when you deploy them will have a huge impact. Your micromanagement of your forces and protecting that economy as well.
Yep, Nick and Knight with some attack bikes in the top. There he is.
And In Control placing the turret on the top right side to help cover that Rhino as attack bikes move towards the northwest position. We can see that the missile is beginning to ready and firing that. That takes out half your base. The most important objective on the map is to hold those control zones.
Right, and In Control making a lot of progress to that far right side of the match.
Yeah, he's done a great job of holding that down with the turret, and now he's redeploying his vehicles to the south side, bringing out more infantry to deal with the attack bikes. And as that economy ramps up, of course, we're seeing bigger and more powerful units come out. We have there the drill pod coming in the left side to help
There it
flank
is. Putting
those
some
flamethrowers.
flamethrowers. Right, absolutely. Again, those are going to tear through those infantry.
Yeah, and In Control brings out his first tank. That's going to be used to try and help push back.
Why are
these
they
smaller
showing the
forces
screen?
as
I
he makes
can't.
his way
Like they
to
made
south
the
side. That missile
mobile
passes
screen
down
mobile
the
size.
now.
Oh, there it is.
Choose
Okay.
In Control of
They
Nick
should
at Night.
show
He
a
will
close-up.
have the missiles. We see it starts to
You've
point
got-
towards In Control's base.
You've
I
got
don't need to see In Control can get around to that.
yeah,
top corner,
crowd
hold that
commentators.
missile.
Why
He does
do
contest
we
the
need to
missile,
look
putting
and
it
see
in
what they're
yellow
doing? if you have somebody explaining
blocking
it.
The pathing of those units is another big factor for this strategy. Holding those locations is so crucial as In Control begins to secure the northwest spot. Another tank's going to come out from Nick at Night to take it out, but now he's bringing out the Pitbull as well to help lock down that north position.
This missile is very, very close to firing. Let's see what's going to happen.
With another turret, In Control flanks, he takes the top, that missile,
and then
fires off.
Wow.
And Nick at Night, one shot away from being knocked out here, as the next one will start to ready up. And
I don't think they understand how nuclear missiles
heavy
work.
Artillery force is doing a great job at taking control of the map.
Yep.
And we can see as more of Nick and Knight's forces move up towards that north.
I mean, those infantry don't die of radiation poisoning within 2 turns, so I don't think they understand
these big late game units.
nuclear
Units are gonna come out a
missiles.
bit more slowly as you get more of them on the field. But In Control, just spreading his forces out, trying to hold this advantage that he's had so far.
Nick at Night is trying to get in there, but there's a great turret placement from In Control, blocking and just ripping through again those infantry.
And we see In Control now moving his tank towards this
Another drill pod we're seeing with some flame tanks.
Yeah, bring in the flank. Of course, those flame guys do amazing damage to the infantry, help to clean that out. Meanwhile, 2 more tanks coming out from Nick at Night to try and secure those positions. He brings up the laser infantry on the south side as well to deal with that tank. Going for counters, trying to scout out and see what your opponent is doing and make the proper response is so important in strategy.
Absolutely. Nick at Night cruising around, thinking about harassing those harvesters, coming around the far side for those rhinos. Looks like he's really pressing it.
And we see that missile is starting to get close to firing with 3 zones In Control for Nick and Knight.
Gee, do you think that they said, hey, let the other guy win the second point so that we go to a best of 3?
Create a good flank position and take over that south.
And we're seeing the first mech unit from In Control. This is the Wolverine. Gonna rip, and this little watch out for this missile.
And Nick and
there
Knight's
it
gonna
goes.
fire that one off and settle for next missile is gonna end it.
Next missile wins. Let's see what happens.
We'll have control. The Wolverines, as you pointed out, for In Control coming out to try and deal with these forces. But Nick at Night's done a great job of getting map presence and now also harassing the economy of
There he
In
is.
Control.
Yep. Wow. Okay, we've got our first mammoth tank on the board. If In Control can get this in position, he's going to do some serious damage.
That missile just past halfway ready. He's also bringing out his first air unit
Wow.
to deal with those.
A lot going on here.
It's got a lot of range, that big boy, and In Control just needs to hold
This
it
missile is
longer.
nearly going to fire.
It can be
That's
stolen
80%.
at any point.
Where's it going to go? Is he going to be able to get it off?
He's got it, Max.
There it is!
He's gonna take it. Defeating Nick at Night here
legit.
1.
Dude, that was epic.
Amazing. What a match. Thank you
No,
so
not
much.
epic.
That was
EA.
awesome. Any thoughts, guys?
I just came to make mammoth tanks, so I've done my job. Yeah.
Absolutely.
That was
Thank you
awesome.
so
We saw a
much.
little bit of everything right there.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Let's hear it for Nathanius, Nick at Night, and In Control. Ladies and gentlemen, what you just saw was the worldwide reveal of Command & Conquer Rivals. Rivals reimagines the real-time strategy experience for mobile. We're giving players complete, continuous control of their armies in quick, competitive head-to-head matches that are fueled by skill and strategy. Now, Rivals will be coming to iOS and Android devices, but I'm excited to announce that Android players can play the pre-alpha today. So head to the Google Play Store, search Command & Conquer Rivals. The studio has been having an absolute blast playing this game, and we can't wait for you to play. Please let us know what you think. Thank you.
I wonder if you have to buy blind packs to get different types of units.
Oh, probably. Because it is mobile.
See, war doesn't work this way because then they just point the missiles at the guy standing on the ledge instead of the base. Also, game looks nothing like this. Just saying.
It's a mobile commercial. The games never look like what their commercial is.
So the guy shaved his head because he lost an army?
Command & Conquer for a
I'm
new
so confused.
generation. Now, before we close the show with a spectacular epic anthem, I wanted to share a few final things.
All right, now it's getting
blessed
interesting.
to be able to work with some of the most creative people on the planet who come to work every day to create amazing entertainment. And what I can say about all of those teams and what I can say about us is that we are always trying to learn and listen and strive to be better. And so as you look at the 10 experiences that you're going to see today, and as you play games this week, there's some things we hope come through. First, that at the very core is choice, is that you as players get to choose how you play, what you play, when you play, and what devices you play on. That in making those choices, you feel you are treated fairly, that no one is given an unfair advantage or disadvantage for how they choose to play. That for every moment that you invest, we know that you put so much of your life into the games we make, and that for every moment that you invest, you feel like you are rewarded and you are given value for that investment.
Mass Effect Andromeda.
That the games are
Excuse
fun,
me.
that we move past the grind, and that these are experiences that truly enhance your lives. And so, as we think through all the things that we're trying to do, know that we want to be better, and that we want to make great games. And that as much as we love making games, and as much as you love playing them, there's something that is even greater that we can do together. The power of this community when we come together to do amazing things is profound. Last weekend was the 3rd year of our Play to Give program, where we show the world how the power of play can be a positive force for social impact. Millions of you out there participated in 9 in-game challenges in our games, logging millions of hours in support of Play to Give. And to celebrate that, we contributed a total of $1 million to 3 charities that share our vision for a more inclusive world. A world where representation and equality are not something we strive for, they are the standards. And where bullying and exclusion are not an everyday threat. These 3 organizations, the United Nations He for She, PACE's National Bullying Prevention Center, and Ditch the Label, an anti-bullying organization, all are doing great work, and we're proud to support them through Play to Give. And thank you for your support. Thousands of us at EA and millions of you together doing immeasurable good because we love games. Thanks for being with us, and thanks for the incredible privilege of making games for all of you. Now, without further ado, let's take a look at Anthem.
Yes, let's.
The gods vanished and left our world in chaos, creating, altering, destroying. The anthem is all that remains.
There's a storm coming. These walls can't protect us forever.
Something is out there. It wants to destroy us all.
seen it a couple times, and it's still cool every time I see it. So I know all of you, like me, have had tons of questions about Anthem since last year because we're all BioWare fans. So we're going to do something a little bit different for the rest of the show, and we're going to take a deep dive into Anthem. So I'm going to bring out some members of the BioWare team to chat with us. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a warm welcome
just a
to
Q&A
Casey Hudson,
and not showing
Mark Dara,
anything.
and Kathleen Rutzard.
I think people are going to flip their tables. Just be done.
All right, thanks guys. Thanks for coming out today. Just got a little game to show, right?
Yep.
It's going to be very exciting. So Casey, we're going to go ahead and just jump right in and get started with you. So now we know that you all started, or Casey, you started your career at BioWare way back in the day, but you took a couple years off. But before you came back, you actually worked on Anthem before you left.
Yeah, that's right. So, first of all, it's amazing to be back. It's awesome to be making games for BioWare fans. We have the best fans. So it's been super satisfying to come back to it. And, I just want to be able to continue the legacy of the studio. And that's kind of where it started with Anthem, is just thinking about, what is the evolution of a BioWare game? And we wanted to create a brand new world for people to discover, a whole new world of story and character. But we also wanted to do something that was, more of a dynamic and living world, a game that would change every time you came back and played it. We also wanted to do something where, if you wanted to invite your friends into it, then you could do that as well. So that was really the initial vision of the game, not an MMO, not a multiplayer game with stories sort of bolted on this side, but something new and different, and I think the team has really captured that vision over the years.
Your fans really love the stories from BioWare, but I think we're kind of curious how you're planning to make story work in this shared world.
So a great story for BioWare is really about characters that you can have a connection with, choices you get to make, and feeling like the story is about you. In a lot of multiplayer games, those things get diluted because you're mixing multiplayer and storytelling into the same areas. Now you can build a solution to that, but you have to really build it into the core of the game. And that's what we've tried to do with Anthem. It's what we call our world, my story. So when you're out in the open world, the world is really dangerous and you're focused on your mission. And this is where other players get to play with you. The thing that's really interesting about this, it's unique for Anthem, is that this is a living shared world. So whether there's weather or it's nighttime, what we're experiencing together. Everyone that's playing Anthem at a moment is seeing the same thing. And this is what we mean when we talk about our world. It's a shared world that we all experience together. But then when I finish my mission, I come back to a base like Fort Tarsus. And this is a single player experience. I turn in my rewards, I talk to some characters, I experience the choices of my action. And this is where your story really lives and breathes.
So it's like a hub
by doing it this way, we're able to combine that impact.
Kind of the opposite, like you're not going to be able to see any other players when you go back to town.
Yeah, it's like a hub, but it's like the anti-hub.
And we're also designing it so that we can add story for years to come. So one of the first things that we hear when
it's definitely Iron Man Destiny.
Is they want to continue
exactly
to play in our worlds when they finish.
Mr. J. Nice
Mass
says
Effect
still
or
seems
Dragon
like
Age.
Destiny.
Players want more story. And so we've designed Anthem in a way that we can actually add more story for years to come. And it could be anything. A new moment with a character that you've grown to love, or an event in the world that deepens the lore, or an entirely new storyline and plot.
Well, I'm certainly not going to complain about more story. I don't think anybody out there is going to either. So Kathleen, I wanted to ask you, from a writing perspective, since you are the lead writer, can you speak to what it's like to create a new world like Anthem from the beginning?
Well, what's really exciting for us, and not just the writers, but all of the devs, the designers, the artists, is that we're creating something new and mysterious for players to discover. So at the heart of the premise of Anthem is a world left unfinished by the gods. But the gods left behind their massive tools, and those tools are in constant conflict with this unknowable force called the Anthem of Creation. And the chaos of those things pushing against each other means that the world is constantly being reshaped in new and unpredictable ways.
Yeah, violent storms, mutated creatures, gigantic monsters. It's a dangerous environment that you need to wear a suit of powered armor, a javelin, to be safe in.
Now, something I think a lot of players out there maybe don't stop to think about is just how much work goes into creating a new intellectual property or IP, as we've been saying. Now, we've seen all these different creatures, and Mark, you mentioned the storms. What's the process of creating a game like from scratch?
Yeah, it's something we've done a few times at BioWare. And really the hardest part is getting started, just kind of getting off the blank page.
Mr. J. Nice says, not to be rude, but they need to show us how it's different than Destiny.
So, like, what is the
because No Man's Sky said a lot.
Things you actually get to go
they
and
need
do
to show us the money
that are different from what you've played before. So that's.
I think they have to show us an actual gameplay demo before they leave the stage.
That's the power of creating new IP, especially for games, is that you actually get to build a whole fictional universe that's meant to bring out a certain experience. And then once we do that, then we still need to build all the rest of the stuff, and what unlocks us creatively is to think about like principles around art style, tone, and even the technology and the politics of our new world. And then from there, we can actually go and build out every last detail.
I don't get this.
One of the unique
players don't care about any
Anthem
of this.
Is that it's a world, an experience that's meant to feel alive, like it's happening right now. And so the world is always changing, whether the storms,
sure, but they want to see the game. They want to know what it
really
plays
great
like.
Concept to write
I don't want to hear about
what
abstract.
It means is it gives us the opportunity to drop into the world, almost in real time, a dramatic event that changes the world for everyone. And that could be anything from gameplay to lore.
I mean, all of the moving parts in the dynamic world sound really cool, the way that they sound like they're going to come together. But even though there's obviously a lot going on, it really all comes back to your character. So let's talk about who we're going to be playing as and why we're fighting these crazy beasts.
So you are a freelancer, uniquely skilled to pilot these Javelin exosuits. And you need those suits to survive and fight in this world, because the world will kill you. But on top of that, our ancient rivals, the Dominion, have they discovered a way, they think, to weaponize the Anthem of Creation. And so we need to stop them and protect the free people of Tarsus.
Now, I've heard you call this power armor a couple different things. Is it a suit? Is it a javelin? Like, what's the canon term here?
We call them javelins, and there are 4, and they each have unique abilities. There's the Ranger, and then there's the Colossus, the Interceptor, and finally, the Storm.
Yeah, so each javelin gives you a different way to play the game. But the thing to remember is, like Kathleen said, you're not your suit. You are a freelancer, a pilot, which means you can decide which suit you want to use based on your mood, based on the mission you want to engage in, or the javelins that your friends are using. So really what this allows us to do is we've built the suits to look like they're built from the materials of the world. So they each have their own unique abilities. So let's take a look at the Ranger now. The Ranger is a more generalized suit, able to do a lot of different things, really designed for up-close and personal combat, one-on-one for the most part. The Colossus is heavier, more specialized, but able to really pack in big weapons that let them devastate the battlefield.
So why wouldn't I just want to be Colossus all the time?
I'm just going to say, the Storm looks like it's going to be my favorite. I'm sure you guys out there are picking your faves right now, too.
I'd want to be
so
Storm.
It
looks
looks awesome,
cool.
but we're going to take a couple questions right now. So Casey tweeted, some of you may have seen, asking for people out there to send us your questions. And the first one is going to be from @It'sSweetNicole, who asked, as a player who is all about making their character their own, what kind of customization options will be available in Anthem?
Yeah, so we really want players to express themselves, both through customizing the way their javelin plays, through gear and weapons, but also being able to personalize the way that it looks, both through paint jobs as well as changing the actual geometry of the suit itself. We want teams to be able to do this as well. And because you're going to be using a javelin for a long period of time, we really want you to be able to make it your own.
I'm glad you brought that up because actually, Jay Legato has a question connected to customization. Monetization. How, when, loot box, cosmetics.
Yeah, so we are going to have some cosmetics and vanity items that you'll be able to purchase, but you're always going to know what you're going to buy before you
Well,
spend
that's
any
all
money
right.
on it. So no
I don't
loot
mind that.
boxes, no ability to pay for power. So that means no ability to spend money on gameplay advantage at all within Anthem. But even more important than that, we want to make sure that Anthem is an immersive experience that feels like it's complete from the get-go. So that means a main story, a big open world, and an ongoing service that provides new content for a long period of time. New story, new experiences for everyone.
Well, I'm glad to hear that I can make my javelin pink. That's really all I wanted to know, I'm going to be honest. All right, Casey, we talked earlier about this being a co-op experience. So can you tell me a little bit about how the team gameplay in Anthem is going to work?
Yeah, it really is about, you know, the fun of teaming up as a team of superheroes and working together. So you want to get a few people together of different classes. So, you know, I think here we're going to see the Colossus, you know, just hammering people on the ground in gameplay, if we can have a look at that. So heavy artillery, being really strong, you know, in melee combat. And then here you've got the Ranger shooting down from above. And then they're using combos and special abilities and stuff like that. But what I love is you don't just run around, you're swimming and flying as well.
So it's interesting because at the Slate Tones wants to know, how will you balance multiplayer with single player storytelling?
So Anthem's really built around trying to combine the impact of having your own personal story with the fun of playing with other players. But we really want to make sure that that playing with other people feels like a choice. So for people that want to just experience the story, you're going to be able to do that.
See,
now,
I just want to know how you're going to share missions.
By yourself is going to be a little bit more challenging than if the team of 4 people. And we've really tried to balance the co-op experience to be fun, even for people that don't normally engage in this kind of thing. So I really hope that everyone at least gives co-op a try.
Okay, that's good to know. If you want to roll solo, you can, but it's just going to be a little bit more difficult. Well, I know you all are on the edges of your seats. How about we show a little gameplay? Yeah?
Yeah, we should have done that to begin with.
All right,
Come on.
so Kathleen, I think you're going to set this up for us?
I will. So, you and your friends have decided to play a mission called Scars and Villainy. The Scars have put together an acid-based super weapon, so you got to take them out. So you start in the Strider, which is like a giant walker, and it's your forward base of operations. You have a conversation with your crew, Halleck, Faye, and Owen, and you'll hear Owen. He's going to talk us through the mission as we experience it here. And yeah, then you just get into your javelin suit and you head out with your friends.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Mark, Casey, Kathleen, for talking to me about Anthem today. We're going to go ahead and roll the gameplay now. Enjoy, everybody.
So, your mechs use a giant mech as their forward base of operation.
Freelancer, time to get to work.
Yo, dog.
These bastards make some kind of acid. They're using it as a weapon.
So,
find where they're making this garbage and shut it all down.
Okay, thank you. So he's in the Colossus.
They didn't show any gameplay of the Storm. That's the one I want to see. Or of the Interceptor.
Owen, what's the plan here?
Picking up loads of scars nearby. Take a look around the area, but be careful.
Jarvis?
Yeah, I know, that's what I just thought too. This really is Iron Man Destiny, the game.
Right. Checking out the Scar Camp some more.
Still not seeing a reason why I would never want to not play the Colossus.
Weapons! Oh, and the turrets! Better move quickly.
We're just gonna leave that giant guy standing there? Guess so.
That looks awesome.
It does, but
really
I don't want these jump cuts. I want to see the whole thing. Again, not seeing a reason why I wouldn't ever not want to play the Colossus.
Okay, they're switching.
There's a Shaper relic. Wait, something's odd. Get a closer look, would you? See those radiant pieces of energy? They're echoes from the Anthem of Creation. Loads of scars nearby. Be careful.
Oh, cool. That one froze them all.
Again, still not seeing why I would.
Turn them to the relic. You've got to silence it fast.
Okay, so Storm's got to teleport, and then does 0 damage. Got it.
It's gone silent. Disaster averted. Do you think we get a bonus for... Wait, something's happening.
What the hell was that?
I think that was whatever laid all the eggs around here. The sound came from below your position. On the plus side, this definitely counts toward hazard pay. There's a trail of this acid gunk leading down. Follow it, and we should find the source.
Justin, I think this was the main one that was impacted by the loot box stuff. Because they definitely were planning to have loot boxes in this one, and then they delayed it to remove all that stuff. It's a giant tick! Let me put it this way. I didn't see anything that dissuades me from wanting to buy it.
I'm so hyped, you guys!
Yep, and that was actually just a short version of the full demo that we brought here to LA. So if you want to come by the Anthem Theater here at EA Play, you can check out the game live.
So I'm sure the question on everyone's minds, when do we get to play?
So Anthem comes out February 22nd, 2019 on Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and PC.
So mark your calendars, everybody. Fire off your tweets. Thank you so much again to Casey and the entire BioWare team. I know you guys have that awesome theater outside, so I will see you guys there.
All right.
Give it up for Casey Hudson, everybody.
The way the world is, it gives me a vibe of like mechanical monster.
I also want to give a big thank you to all of the developers who showcased their games today and everybody working hard at their studios back home around the world. Let's give them all a round of applause. Now, some of what you saw today, you guys have to wait to play. But you guys, EA has so much available right now. Now, for those of you keeping score, you can get your free trial of FIFA 18's World Cup today. And Andrew told us about the free trial of Origin Access. Yarny is back with a buddy in Unravel 2, which is also available today. Plus, you can take on your friends in Command & Conquer Rivals starting today as well. Now, that's a lot of available stuff that's out today. Is anybody ready to go home and download anything? No? You're like, I just want to go outside into the fan fest. I get it. So, I want to let you guys know to keep your streams going because in just a few moments, the FIFA 18 World Cup live tournament is going to begin. I'm going to head outside and check out the games, but I want to thank everybody for coming down to EA Play today and watching the press conference, and have a great weekend.
Now, let's see if I can actually stop this. Stop. Yay. It worked. Well, so, not as long as last year, thank goodness. That's one of the bonus sides there.
Yes, it was much more succinct. That's good.
The question, I think, did we see anything that we didn't expect? I'd say Yarny 2 being launched today. Yeah, Unravel 2 being launched today. That was probably the biggest one. But beyond that, it was pretty cut and dry by the books. Bringing Command and Conquer back only as a mobile title, in my opinion, is a little sad, considering its long and storied history.
I was so not interested in that one.
Mr. J Nice says, do what Destiny 2 did, let me play the first mission. Is it going to be crossplay? Yeah, still way, show me loot. How do you get loot? What do you got to do? Do you got to collect a million things? Yeah, all questions they did not answer. I'm sure we're not going to see any of that. I imagine they will do some kind of open beta before launch, but February 22nd, 2/22/19 is the launch date. Yeah, very cut and dry by the books. We got updates on Madden, we got updates on FIFA, and we got updates on Battlefield 5, which is pretty much what I thought they were going to show. They just did it shorter this time. Thank goodness.
And
Kate,
more for Battlefront 2.
Battlefront 2, yeah.
That too.
Overall thoughts, if you had to give them a score between 1 and 10 for presentation so far?
I'd say, as far as just the pacing of the conference and everything, I'd say a 7, because it was a well-paced conference. I mean, there was a couple of cringe moments, with that Madden dude. But no, it was a way they learned their lesson from last year, so it wasn't as boring and long, and they showed some stuff that will make other I'm not that excited about any of those games, but I'm sure there are people who are really excited, and it's cool that there's some stuff coming out today.
Well, I'm excited for Anthem. I'm interested in Unraveled 2. I'm interested in I started the queue for the FIFA because I'll give that a shot. I've played FIFA in the past. I enjoy it, so that should be interesting. But I agree. The pacing was well done. They tightened their messages down. I was actually really surprised by the amount of foreign presentations, foreign speakers that they had. They're really kind of showing their global diversity of their developer force, and some interesting, not EA-owned studios, but the studios that they're investing in, like SOS that we saw. I thought it overall was pretty good. I'd give it a 7.5. It wasn't horrible. It wasn't fantastic. It was right. It was above average. It wasn't, like I said, it wasn't horrible. Good pacing, and I think it sets a tone for what's, I think, going to be a pattern that we will see through the rest of E3, which is not a whole lot of surprises, but a solid reinforcement of what we know is coming.
Yeah.
Any final thoughts before we sign off for today?
Yeah, I guess the one I am kind of interested for Anthem, and I'm excited for. Oh, I'm interested in Unravel 2. I don't know if I'm excited, but yeah, let's bring on tomorrow, I guess.
Yes, so for tomorrow, our schedule will be we'll do our pre-show for the Microsoft conference at 12:30 p.m. Pacific time. That'd be 2:30 Central, 3:30 Eastern. Bethesda will start off our pre-show at 6 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Central, and 9 p.m. Eastern. And then Devolver Digital's show starts almost directly after the Bethesda one. That'll be at 7:30 Pacific, or whenever Bethesda ends, 9:30 Central, 10:30 Eastern. And that will carry us through day 2 of E3. Monday's schedule, Square Enix bright and early, 9 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. Central, 12 p.m. Eastern. Ubisoft will start, pre-show starts at 12:30 p.m. Pacific, 2:30 p.m. Central, and 3:30 p.m. Eastern on Monday. And then the PC show will be at 2:30 p.m. Pacific, 4:30 p.m. Central, 5:30 Eastern, and then lastly, the Sony conference pre-show will kick off at 5:30 p.m. Pacific, 7:30 p.m. Central, and 8:30 p.m. Eastern. And that'll carry us through Monday, and then Tuesday night Nintendo starts at 8:30 a.m. Pacific and goes till question mark, because usually they have a lot of coverage throughout the day. But we'll be there for it all, and we appreciate you watching for today. As always, until tomorrow and the rest of E3, thanks for watching and game on!
Bye!